Today I want to talk with you about why we should never declaw our cats. I'm sure all of us who have cats have seen our cats running riot around in our house. And being in a very good mood, our cats might scratch where we don't want them to scratch, on our brand new sofa, on our antique coffee table. Well, this is an annoyance, but we need to know a little bit more before we go to a very drastic means that's actually in many countries already forbidden, which is declawing of the cat. Declawing of cats is a very cruel act, and it's mostly based on self-gratification for people who don't know or who don't want to find out what they can do about scratching of cats in an inappropriate case, in inappropriate place. Now, first we need to know why cats actually scratch. Now, there are several physiological reasons behind it. Kittens start scratching at the age of about 8 weeks, 2 months. And why do they do that? Well, they start stretching themselves. They claw into a certain surface and then they extend the tendons. The other reason for scratching is that they want to shed the hulls of their nails. And the third reason is they have certain scent glands on the paws where they mark the territory while scratching. So it's actually a natural behavior. I do understand so that it can be quite unpleasant to have to deal with this behavior, but let's go first in what is involved if we think about declawing a cat. Declawing of a cat is quite a cruel way to cater to our own convenience. Declawing of a cat can involve amputation. The cat's nails are actually not extracted. It's the last digit of the finger of the cat, of 10 fingers at the end of the day, that are removed, amputated. And as with every surgical procedure, this is a painful thing. After waking up from general anesthesia, the healing process can be painful. The healing process can be complicated by wound infection, by tissue necrosis, and by the long-term effects that declawing has in general. I come into that in a minute. The other way of declawing a cat is using laser, and laser more or less, it's a strong beam of laser, and it evaporates the last part of the digit. Again, the same thing. Healing process is firstly not an easy one, it's a lengthy one, and the secondary effects are a lifelong lasting. The third method of declawing a cat is severing the tendons. It is called tendonectomy, meaning we cut off the tendon that is there for scratching and retracting the claws. Now, having spoken about all the three methods, what are the long-term effects of having cat's toes amputated? An amputation is an amputation, whether it's a cat toe or a limb of a human being. Firstly, a cat as well as a human might have to deal with phantom pain. All of a sudden you get the terrible itch in your fingers that are not there anymore. The other part, since cats walk on 4 legs and the toes are affected, cats usually can't walk properly anymore. They're missing toes. Yeah? And when they can't walk properly anymore, they very often get very grumpy, they have backache constantly, and they start to show behavioral problems. So cats start to scratch, start to bite their owners, bite other pets. No? That's the secondary effect. Now, having mentioned all the methods how to declaw a cat, makes it pretty clear that this is a very cruel way of changing a cat's behavior, actually suppressing a cat's behavior. But what can we do without declawing a cat and still taking care of our furniture and our living area? Understanding that scratching is a natural behavior, we have to give every cat an outlet to scratch. An outlet to scratch can be convenient for us. For example, cat scratch posts that are placed in proper places. Proper places like areas where cats exit and enter a certain room or even the house to the garden and vice versa. Scratching posts are, let's not forget about that, are like post-it places. The scent glands on the paws of a cat are like post-it notes. So it makes no sense to hide a beautiful or not so beautiful scratching post at the corner of a room. The cats won't use it. Your cat might not use it at all, might not even know what it is for. So the positioning of a scratching post is important. Also, whether a scratching post is vertical or horizontal can make a big difference in different cats. Some cats prefer them laying on the floor, some cats like them hanging on the wall or upright like a scratch post. Now, having spoken about all of that, let's remember, declawing of our cats should be only done in one instance, when there is a medical reason for it, when there is a growth, when there is cancer, when there is a wound that doesn't heal. That's the only time when we should consider and discuss with our conventional vet to remove 1 or 2 digits of our cat's paw. If you cannot tolerate your cats scratching your furniture, and if you are not willing to change your lifestyle a little bit around, for example by posting scratch posts at the right locations, if you cannot tolerate your cat taking charge of your living room and doing the wrong things without you wanting to help your cat, providing the right means to scratch only on places where you can tolerate it, then don't have a cat. It is selfish and it is a cruel act to declaw a cat.